a really big thing in the US is that everyone loves entrepreneurs. The whole working field is really encouraging to be an entrepreneur. Graduate Entrepreneur is a venture capital fund, but also definitely born out of this idea of giving back. If you fail, start again. For us is really important in this early stage is that they are adaptable and can actually constantly reevaluate and reassess, is the product still right for the market? We love co-investing as well with other VC, but also having these angels there that are helping them. Definitely invest in AI, but could be anything from health tech, deep tech, anything, robotics, quantum, climate tech. So it's a very broad focus. With Graduate, you can have the best of both worlds because you already get the coaching.
Welcome back to another episode of the Startup Passport by Econsulate. Today we're joined by Julia Knoeff. You're the head of platform for Graduate Entrepreneur. Thank you very much for joining today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're not only that, but you have also worked previously in a tech startup or in tech scale-ups. And you not only worked in the Netherlands, but also in the US before for 10 years. That's correct.
That's right, yeah.
How do you see now being back in the Netherlands and having that experience from working in America? A lot of people always say in America the entrepreneurial spirit is a little more engaged maybe within the people than in Europe. How do you see that yourself after having the experience?
Yeah, very good question. For me, when I was working in the US, that's when I really started to get to know the startup ecosystem as a whole. And what's a really big thing in the US is that everyone loves entrepreneurs, and the whole working field is really encouraging to be an entrepreneur, and also to, if you fail, start again. So that's some very big stereotype about the US, and it's actually true. There's also one other thing is that, there really is this community. So from when you start out of the university, there are so many programs that are available to become an entrepreneur. So yeah, everything just lives in entrepreneurship there. And that's actually, so I'm going to take the lead on that already.
Please.
That's actually the reason that we set up Graduate. And Graduate Entrepreneur is a venture capital fund, but also definitely born out of this idea of giving back, of creating a community where, young people with a vision can become an entrepreneur and actually scale. So we invest in entrepreneurs from 75K to 2 million to help them with funding, but definitely support, and that's where I come in, the added value for the founders.
And next to the financial aspect, Graduate Entrepreneur also connects people, right? Connects people because that's a core aspect, especially for entrepreneurs when they're starting off. Connect with the right people. Can you give a little bit of insight how that works within Graduate Entrepreneur?
Definitely, yes. So our entire fund consists of one smaller fund that's donations based, and the other one is investors. And basically the people that invest their money and time into the fund also are connected to the founders because they have a lot of network and expertise. And that's exactly what we do at Graduate, and what is our USP, I would say, is to connect. If a founder wants to get in touch with Philips, wants to talk on strategy, or actually get intros to the right departments, that's when we have one specific person that can help them with that intro or with that expertise. And we do that through many different ways. One way is that we have 2 community events each year where 10 startups pitch on stage, and then everyone in the audience has an auction paddle, and there's an auction master. It's a fun event. And then they pitch their challenge on stage and ask, okay, can anyone help me with my expansion to the US? And then people who can help put their auction paddle up, and then we get the connections going. And then, of course, throughout the whole year, whenever some startup has a question, we connect them to the right people in the network, which is a big network of more than 200 people willing to help.
And Graduate themselves went from a 9 million pre-seed fund, now grown to like a 48 million seed fund. So that has been quite a success story on its own, let's say. But then still roughly around 90% of startups fail. So what is it that you guys are also looking for when investing in startups or in scale-ups? What are indicators for success?
Yeah. Good one. Yeah. So the regular ones are ambition, obviously, and a lot of love for the product or the service that they're building. But what for us is really important in this early stage is that they are adaptable and can actually constantly reevaluate and reassess, is the product still right for the market? And that's where the coaching community comes in, to completely and all the time stimulate and challenge them. Okay, are you still working on the right thing, or should you pivot? It could be a small or a big pivot, but we think a founder should be able to be flexible in that way.
And now that you also offer advice, let's say, or offer connections, that's something that entrepreneurs often or might opt for in an angel investor. Now you have that in a VC. So how do you see that comparison between you guys and angel investors, let's say? Because I feel like that is more of a unique thing for a VC to have.
Yeah, definitely. So we love working together. We love co-investing as well with other VC, but also having these angels there that are helping them. Now with Graduate, you can have the best of both worlds because you already get the coaching. But in the end, I think the more, the better advice.
And are you looking for startups or scale-ups in certain industries, or is that really free as long as you believe in the mission, let's say?
It's very free, but mostly now AI is of course a hot topic. Definitely invest in AI, but could be anything from health tech, deep tech, anything, robotics, quantum, climate tech. So it's a very broad focus.
And we still wanted to ask you some questions that, it's 4 questions. We say 4 quick questions with 4 quick answers.
Okay.
So from your perspective, product or passion?
Passion.
Passion. I believe in entrepreneurs in Rotterdam and Delft, now that you're back, because
they have amazing universities, that they have amazing education at the TU Delft, Erasmus University, and that's really uncomparable to the rest of the world.
Do you have a favorite story or any company that you have in mind that you have been working with, or Graduate generally has been working with, that turned out to be a success or is still an ongoing success?
Yeah, so we're early in the fund, but we kind of measure the success with the follow-up funding that they get. And one pre-seed company turned in a seed company and just raised $12 extra million or euros, and that's Workwise. So we're very proud of that one. But we're proud of the entire portfolio, of course.
And to wrap it up, this is more of a personal question. If you could grab a coffee with any entrepreneur, anyone who might inspire you yourself, dead or alive, who would it be?
Okay.
If there's no one in specific, that is also fine. But for you, it wouldn't matter if it's an American or European, because I know if you have that in mind, because now you work in Europe, of course, but you have this experience with being more involved in the entrepreneurship just because of the culture in the US. But overall, you still enjoy doing the entrepreneurship work here in Europe as well.
Yeah, I love the entrepreneurship in Europe because it's also very down to earth. And it's very collaborative in that way. And people, are still kind of in the beginning stages. And in the US, it's more of more of an arrogant kind of culture. So I love Europe, yes.
I think that's also a good note to end it on. So thank you very much for joining, for telling us all about the mission from Graduate Entrepreneur, and
Great.
Good luck with everything that's coming up.
Thank you.